You know military people, I mean people who are actually in the Army that we don't pay. Isn't Blackwater a terrible insult to them? Because it seems like they do the same jobs, or better jobs, at 12 times the pay.
Right. I mean, the reality is right now that in Iraq, you have kids that joined up with the Pennsylvania National Guard to fight floods. They find themselves in the middle of Bakuba pulling in $40,000 a year. They're wearing the American flag on their shoulder. And then the Blackwater mercenaries whiz by. They have better vehicles. They actually have body armor that's not from the Vietnam era. And they're pulling in $600, $650 a day to be in the exact same war zone. And so I think a lot of soldiers resent them. And we've been hearing recently from senior military folks that it's really hurting morale of the troops. And some senior military commanders have actually said that Blackwater is hurting the U.S. counterinsurgency effort in Iraq because they commit crimes, they shoot up a bunch of Iraqis, the Iraqis then attack the U.S. military in response because they see them all as part of the occupation, not, well, there's these mercenaries and then there's the soldiers. They see them all as the Americans.
Right. I mean, but this guy Eric Prince, the head of Blackwater, he's kind of a crusader, isn't he? I mean, he's a Christian, would you call him a Christian supremacist?
I would call him a Christian supremacist. I mean, the reality is that we're in the midst of a war right now that President Bush himself has described as a crusade. Eric Prince comes from a powerhouse conservative Christian family that bankrolled the rise of the religious right in this country. Groups like Family Research Council of Gary Bauer focus on the family. I mean, Eric Prince is deeply connected to Chuck Colson, the first person to go to jail for Watergate, who's now remade himself as an evangelical minister and an advisor to President Bush. I mean, one of Blackwater's senior executives is an active member of the Knights of Malta, which is a Christian militia dating back to the Crusades. Eric Prince himself has served on the board of evangelical Christian missionary organizations with a conversion agenda. I mean, to have these kinds of forces operating armed and dangerous in a Muslim country, I think is very disturbing.
A conversion agenda. I remember after 9/11, Ann Coulter said her solution to the problem was go over to the Middle East, kill their leaders, and convert them to Christianity.
Right, let's look at this.
You think that's what they really want to do, Blackwater?
Well, I mean, look, Eric Prince, who is the sole owner of Blackwater, gave $500,000 to Chuck Colson through his personal foundation to run a faith-based prison in Sugar Land, Texas, the former district of then House Majority Leader Tom DeLay. Chuck Colson said that the night before Muhammad wrote the Quran, he had one too many tamales.